Okay, welcome everyone. Shabbat Shalom, Gordon. Thank you. Hey, so we have Genevieve leading services with us. Now Genevieve has a newborn baby, so she may need to duck out throughout services. I will know. This is the first time we're trying this. But she was able to lead once a month before she had her newborn. So we're super excited that she's back. And so she'll be up here momentarily. But first, I'm going to invite Roy here to light some Shabbat candles for us. It's on page 120 of your prayer book. Remember to let them know I have one. Good luck with that, Roy. Oh, man. Got it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'had l'kneh shel Shabbat.
Thanks, Roy. I don't know what happened to Genevieve, but there you are. You want to come up here and do this thing, Genevieve? You and Viola. Oh yeah, whatever you want to do is cool about that. So you and Viola are going to help us sing on page 128. Hine Matov. Before you do that, just a quick announcement to those watching online. So next week we will not be having online services because it'll be the CBS camping trip. For everyone else, there will be services here led by Ross next Friday, but I will be camping next Friday with the congregation. I keep forgetting Roy, do you know where we're going? Show Campground, yeah. Like near Moose Pass. Right. So if you still want to come, I think you can still sign up for our camping trip, but that'll be next weekend, so it's a little different because many of us will be there. Okay, so Genevieve, you're going to lead us on page 128 for Hine Matov.
If you're ready, Val. Hine Matov, Shabbat Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Shabbat Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov U'manayim, Shabbat Achim Gam Yachad.
Now move to Lechado D on page 138, and we're going to recite verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, correct? Okay, 1, 2, 5, and 9. And then when we get to verse 9, I encourage everyone to stand up and face the entrance as we greet the Shabbat bride. And is there someone who can answer the door?
And the latecomers.
It's about to rain, but yes. Okay, yes. All right, here we go.
Lechado di krakala, Shabbat lekabela. 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 Shemor v'zachor b'diburecha, Yishmi'anu el hamichad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem ha'tiferet v'vitila. Lechado di Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mekidem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machasha v'tefillah. Lecha dodi dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mekabela. Hitoreri, ki ba'orei kumi ori, uri shir daberi, kevod Adonai alik nigla. Lecha dodi dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mekabela.
Please rise.
Hoi v'shalom aterat bala, gam besimcha uvzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat mekabela.
You may be seated. We now move to Shalom Alechem on 142.
Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bolechem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
All right, we move now to the Chatzikash on page 144 of your prayer books. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabba Be'elma divrach cherotev yamlik malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Uchayei l'chol beit Yisrael Ba'gala uvizman kariv V'imaru yamen Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Ulam Me'almaya Yitbarach V'yishabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitpramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Kedusha Barichu Le'ela minchol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran de'alma v'imaru amen. Move now to the Baruch Hu on page 146. I invite you to rise with me. You may be seated. Please join me in the English on top of page 149. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, the creator of tide of time and life. You guide the current of day into night, as heaven spans to infinity. You set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai ma'ariv aravim. And again, can you join me in the English on the bottom of page 151? Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works, in the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. We now move to the Shema on page 152. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malachuto Le'olam Vaed. And we continue in 154. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levacha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anachi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinartam levarnecha b'divarta ba'am v'shivtecha b'veitecha Ubletecha hava derech, ushofecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leyot al yadecha, v'hayu latotafot beineinecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, lema'an tizkeru v'atitem et chol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim leiloechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeti etchem eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem leElohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. We now move to the Micha Mocha on page 158.
Micha Mocha ba'em Adonai Mi kamocha nedava choder, no
Then Hashkivenu on page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom, leShalom, veHa'amideinu Malkeinu leChaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha.
Shamru on page 162.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני יבין, בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינחש, שבת וינחש, שבת וינחש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We move down to the Amidah on page 164. When you arrive there, I invite you to stand with us. Adonai sefatai tiftach uviagi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach uviagi tehilatecha. Elohim Abraham, Elohim Yitzchak, Elohim Yaakov, Elohim Sarah, Elohim Yisrael, Elohim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevigu Alivnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo B'yahava, Melech Hazer Mashiach Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ezra Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'chayei Kol Atah V'yoshia, Mori HaTam, Mechapei Tani B'Tesem, V'chayei Kol V'Lacham V'Lach, So no free V'Rofei Holy, U'Matir Rasurim, U'Netai V'Nazo, we shall be We'll now continue silently until page 180. You may be seated whenever you like.
Say shalom b'Yom. Say shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Amen. Say shalom b'Yom. Say shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael.
Okay, now some words of Torah. So back when I was a student rabbi, I was a religious school teacher for a 6th grade religious school class. And for this class, I decided to use a classroom management style, which is called responsive classroom. Essentially, responsive classroom is a style in which you ask the children to develop the rules of the classroom with you. So instead of saying, here are the rules, I ask the students, what rules do you think provide a successful learning environment? From there, from that conversation, we developed a classroom contract for that everyone, myself included, was expected to follow. So for example, when we decided that cell phones were too distracting and we designated a safe place for them, and I would make a big show of putting my own cell phone in that safe place to show that the rules apply to me as well. Now, what I later learned, this is called an apodictic form of rulemaking. Our classroom contract was a series of rules that dictate classroom behavior. Responsive classroom worked great for this class, which was almost exclusively Jewish Persian girls for some reason. There was, however, a hilarious existential crisis that occurred for these girls when they began to question where the concept of authority even came from and started writing contracts for each other. But otherwise, it was a smashing success. The following year, when I tried responsive classroom again, with this time mostly Jewish Persian boys, it was an absolute failure. I just could not get this class to respect me the way I did the previous year. It took me a while to figure out what had happened. But in the end, I realized that the apodictic form of rulemaking was a poor fit for this class. This class required consequences they can know and understand for displaying poor behavior. They required what is called causistic rulemaking. They needed to understand that their infractions would receive a punishment. Now on to our Torah portion this week. It's a big one. It contains 10 commandments, the Shema, the V'ahavta, and a lot of other great stuffs in there. Essentially, the book of Deuteronomy, which is where we find ourselves for the next few months, is Moses talking to the Israelites. This is Moses reminding the Israelites of all they had learned in the previous 3 books. So here he reminds the Israelites of the 10 commandments, which is the second time that we see it. We originally see the 10 commandments back in Exodus, and he explains these commandments dictate the rules of a free society. And there are differences between these two commandments. In fact, the distinction between the two is in our Friday night liturgy. So if you want to grab your prayer books real quick and turn to page 138, just for funsies, going back a moment. Give you guys a moment to get there. You should turn to Lachado D. Does that seem right? Okay, great. And if you look at the English of the first paragraph, you may notice that the words keep and the words observe are in quotation marks. This is because the first set of 10 commandments says keep Shabbat, make it holy. And the second set in this week's Torah portion says observe Shabbat and keep it holy. The author of Lachado D was very aware of this distinction and used it for this beautiful poem. So there you go. That's why there's quotation marks there. Anyway, so back to the sermon. So I wouldn't actually call the 10 Commandments laws. Laws are usually considered causistic. They offer an expectation of punishment for an infraction. God at this moment seems more in favor of a responsive classroom model to moderate the Israelites' behavior. The 10 Commandments are apodictic. They do not offer consequences, but explain how the Israelites should behave themselves. And as I learned from my 6th grade class, I personally think apodictic rulemaking is way better. Causistic rulemaking is, of course, necessary, as I learned the hard way, but there are rules that convey a pessimistic view of society. By thinking about punishments to crimes, we're thinking about the worst that humanity offers and how to mitigate that behavior. The whispering just as loud. It's certainly necessary, but I think it's easy to get lost in its perspective. On the other hand, apodictic rule making, like the 10 Commandments, asks people to be the best they can be for the advancement of a free society. And I believe it's a much healthier way to approach people's role in our society. The Torah is asking us to be the best that we can be when offering these commandments. They're not meant to be restrictive, quite the opposite. They're a symbol of a free people. The 10 Commandments is what freedom earns, a pathway for each person to be their very best. When thinking about our current society, I encourage you to think in these terms. Many people don't need punishment to follow rules. Instead, they need to be inspired by the rules that make them a free society. Thank you. We're now going to continue with the Misha Berach, the prayer for healing, on page 371 of your prayer books. And here are the community members who are in need of healing in our own community. So community twice there. Tina Mink, Chris Converse, Jennifer Eskridge, Ian Clift, David Tobias, Katie Flagel, Lindsay Raber, Micah Purdy, Cheryl Lambriani, Laura Allen, Susan Super, Melba Cook, Emmy Webb, Stephen Lamp, Russell Krass, Bill Ross, Alan Friedman, Russ Nog, Ross Rumack, Norma Haas, Ray Ellis, Judy Cantor, Carol Riven, Diane Kaplan, Philip Coffin, Jane Anderson, Louis Mayer, Lillian Mayer, Ariel Lamp, Emily Weaver, Ginger Spiro, John Johnson, Jackie Erczek, and Autumn Edwards. If there's someone who you are thinking of who is in need of healing, please feel free to say their names out loud or in your hearts.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say,
to the Eleni on page 587 of your prayer books. And when you arrive there, I invite you to stand with us. We continue on page 591. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hands but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity, cause light to go forth over all the land between the seas, and let us be universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. We now turn to the Mourners Kaddish on page 598 of our prayer books. And in our own community, we're thinking about these yard sites this week: Charles Greenstein, Joan Miller, and Dr. Harry Block. If there's someone who you are thinking of, please feel free to say their names out loud or in your hearts. Zikronom livracha, may the memory be for a blessing. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'elma divra chayotei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yamechon u'v'chayidachol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarak le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yipromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudusha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiram be'elma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleni v'yakol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Osei shalom v'imromav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleni v'yakol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Is the one who creates harmony and high, bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. You may be seated. Okay, announcements. So of course we've got, I think I mentioned before, we have a camping trip next weekend. That's going on. But before that, we have our usual text study tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. and then our morning minion at 8 a.m. on Wednesdays. Those are both over our Zoom room. And High Holidays is coming up. We'll have more information about that to you soon. But we're working hard on it. I'll tell you that much. We're hiring a ordained cantor named Cantor Nancy Ginsburg, who will be joining us for the High Holiday week or 2 weeks. So we're very excited about that. Am I missing anything? Is there a lot more going on that I'm missing? Yes. More about that later too, but we'll be starting those up soon because it's coming fall. Are y'all seeing like yellow leaves already? I'm in full denial. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like fall's coming a little early this year, which I hate to say that out loud from a microphone, but here I am doing it. Anyways, so yeah. Oh, right. And then if anyone who wants to learn how to play the shofar, Leah will be offering shofar blowing lessons right after Oneg tonight. You can see this. You can see our collection of shofars out there. And if you want, yeah, not just tonight. Every Friday night. Do it now, or you'll lose your chance forever. Yeah. So if you want to blow a shofar for, say, the high holidays, Leah is the person who you talk to about that. And you have to get, she has to give you the okay. So anyways, she's the gatekeeper of blowing the shofar. But if you want some lessons, she's going to offer them right after our own egg today, tonight. And she will be offering lessons every Friday night until probably the high holidays start, I imagine. Okay. So in September, we'll probably have like actual dates and things like that. And okay, great. All right. So then there's that. Anything else going on? Right, that filled up. So it's awesome. We did it. We got enough volunteers to we adopted the Kassoon Elementary's polling place, and we found enough volunteers to do it. So they're all full, and CBS is going to be there, and that's on Tuesday, which is really soon. So anyways, remember to vote on Tuesday. I think that's it. I think that's everything. We did that one, yeah. Okay, great. Yes. All right. You got an idea for closing melody? Okay. If not, okay, I want to do OZ then. That's probably my favorite thing. All right, we're gonna do OZ. If you can find the page number, you'll get like a bunch of rabbi points. Oh man, Daniel, you already have a bunch of rabbi points. What was that? No, you can cash rabbi points in for cool points. That's what you get. Yeah. No, but I mean, rabbis are like a non-tangible thing. So obviously it's all non-tangible. All right. Anyways, Ozi Vazimrat Yah, Baum 647. Here we go. Ozi Vazimrat Yah, Vayehi Lishua. 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 Shabbat shalom, y'all. And thank you, Genevieve. That was awesome. And Viola, she did a great job. She's a pro at this. Yes. I am fixing. Oh man. Awesome.